it's actually ST Canapa, which is short for like Santa Teresa Canapa. Even though we opened up this store first, you know, the one in Santa Teresa was supposed to open first, and then it just ended up not happening in that direction. This one just ended up popping off first because of the summer and the holidays, and then you know, after this one,
traffic. I mean, you guys are in good prime position, right?
Oh yeah, man. You know, right here because of that sign, of course, and next to the lovely Cornerstone Bakery. You know, it helps us. You know, we got competition in all three areas. You know, but I think that's normal.
You got Munchies right there. You have another one right down there. You got Pecos Valley down this side. You got Orse.
Yep. They keep us busy, man. You know, but that's kind of what feeds the hunger. You know, I wouldn't even call it more of a competition. Is more so like a race. You know, like we all want to get to the finish line, you know, and sometimes it just takes, you know, a little bit of extra love towards the customers and customer service, and, you know, just making sure that we have stuff that other people don't, you know. It's a constant thing that keeps us evolving.
Sure,
you know?
Sure. And what kind of things do you guys carry that others don't?
You know, I like to say that we take a heavy concentration towards, you know, some of the vape cartridges that are winning awards and that are being done by local guys as opposed to some of these bigger companies that come in. We carry those as well, you know, but we want to make sure that we pay homage and give love to the folks that were actually originated here in New Mexico, and want to grow with them as well. And, you know, as far as, you know, pain creams, we work with this gal that owns a company called Tazi, and she's kind of getting a little bit more famous, you know. She's going through some healing right now. She just had some surgery. But great company. A lot of people come in here requesting her stuff, and we sell her pain cream and a skin oil that has become super popular with our customers because it just helps with eczema, you know, hair regrowth. I mean, you name it, it's like a little miracle oil.
Where are people finding this Tazi? How are they getting aware of Tazi? So I've never heard of this CBD.
Yeah, no, so it's actually THC and CBD. So she does like a blend. It depends on which one you have. So like the one that we carry has 150 milligrams of THC and then 150 milligrams of CBD. So because of that, it just is great for anti-inflammatory properties. You can use it really good on your hands because it absorbs really well.
Sure.
And then on the skin oil, it's the same thing, but with some proprietary ingredients for skin, eczema, moisture, things of that nature.
So you would say it helps with like arthritis a lot better rather than, so you would say that THC infused is better than the CBD by itself?
Oh, I have to say 100% because of the entourage effect. You know, even though as a topical it doesn't necessarily break your blood barrier, you know, when you have cannabinoids that mix and dance together, they're always going to perform better. You know, they bring out the best from one another. And, you know, just kind of being in the industry for a little bit, I've found that the nuance of some customers preferring just the CBD, and then when they kind of take that jump and they go into those blends, you know, they always are much more impressed with the effects.
Sure. So this means that a lot of your flower, are you guys growing yourself, or are you guys buying from different vendors?
Oh no, so at the moment we don't have our own farm. You know, that's something that we're working on. But we buy a lot from just local farms around New Mexico.
So in order to buy from a local farm, the local farmer has to be licensed?
Of course. So, you know, they've been inspected by the CCD, they've been licensed, and then when they provide their flower to us, you know, we're receiving a COA, which basically authenticates, you know, from seed to growth what that farmer has brought to the table.
Oh, nice. And then who's judging whether or not you buy it or you don't buy it?
So that's usually me and a few of the other managers within the company. You know, we always want to make sure that we're buying premium stuff for our customers, and also some stuff that we can give that's more price approachable. You know, a little bit of something for everybody per se.
And what is about the price point for? Because you guys buy per pound, correct?
Right.
And what is the price per pound going for right now?
Well, I can't tell you, my man. That's one of those things that, that's stuff that's more proprietary. The owner would get mad.
Like for instance, I follow certain people on YouTube, and they have price points. They say that the price point is about $1,000 right now per pound, but they say it fluctuates about $100 plus or minus within that range. Before, the price point was, I think in 2018, it was a lot higher, like 1,600, but it's gone down since then. Is that about the range in which you guys are finding, or
Well,
is
it
there
just always
differences?
fluctuates, you know. I mean, the market fluctuates just like the quality of the ganja.
Yeah, right. So
You
you
know?
guys are buying off of quality, correct?
Right. So, you know, just based on quality, you know, those prices can go, you know, way up on that, you know, or they can be around or, you know, near that number just depending on what it is that you're buying, you know.
Sure. And who have you seen around here who has been like the best growers for you guys?
I think that there's a couple of growers that we love. Baked Chicken Farm's a good friend of ours, you know, and Mento Mountain as well is just a great farm that is ran by some great folks.
Where's this mental farm out of?
Mento was actually right out of Ruidoso Downs, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
Yep, here in town.
Oh wow. Oh, I don't know them.
Yeah.
Do you guys mess with anybody in San Patricio?
No, not at the moment. Not that I
What
know
about
of.
have you guys ever messed with Virtuous Cannabis?
Of course, yeah. It's some good friends of mine actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, big time.
You know Jose and Vincent?
I do. Good buddies.
They have great flower, man.
Yeah, man. They got some phenomenal stuff over there. They're doing a great job.
And your guys' flower, what is number one for you guys right now?
Right now, I'd say that, you know, GMO cookies and our papaya punch. We just ran out of some Northern Lights that was just fantastic. But we keep it fluctuating in here. You know, we roughly go through about 25 different strains, and same things on our pre-rolls. You know, we try and keep things diverse, and you know, just kind of keep it mixed up.
So tell me, Bobby, a little bit. How did you get started? Where are you from?
So I'm originally from Mesa, Arizona. You know, kind of pollinated into El Paso, Texas, with my dad. Grew up there. Was in the manufacturing industry for a long time. Both my parents were really big into cannabis. You know, as I grew up. And just had exposure through it throughout a lifetime, and an opportunity presented itself after my manufacturing career to where I could, you know, try and come into here and do something that I've been passionate about for a long time. Started off in here as actually a bud tender on the first day. You know, was able to kind of come in here and really hit the ground running, and just kind of put my foot on the ground and really grow within something that I wanted to be a part of for a very long time. And I've had the luxury of being able to do that. So throughout the time, I've been promoted to a manager and now the GM of this location, and then one that we have in Santa Teresa, New Mexico as well. We have a great team full of a bunch of really awesome educated bud tenders and leaders that make good decisions and are passionate about educating the customers when they come in here, you know. When people come into these when they come into these dispensaries, they're not always just looking for some type of a recreational high or to see how quickly they can hit the moon. You know, there's a lot of people who come in here who suffer from cancer, who have illnesses and pains that you know, we're educated to help them with and make sure that they get that stuff treated, and you know, the next time they come back, they're always asking for that same recommendation because it ends up working for them. You know, sure. Cannabis does so much for so many different people. It just depends, you know, on what your ailments are, and also at the end of the day, it provides a good time and some relaxation, you know, to those who are looking for it as well.
And what is your go-to? Do you go to flower edibles, or are you a vape guy?
Definitely more of a flower guy first and foremost.
Oh, nice.
Always have been, bro. You know, and
Yes, me too.
you know, I've even taught a rolling class. There's a buddy here of mine, Tyler Jones. He's
What do you
the
mean a rolling class, like
yeah. We actually
jujitsu?
taught a rolling class out in Santa Teresa one time.
Oh,
And
nice.
you know, we had a few influencers over there hanging out with us that actually could roll blunts but just couldn't roll joints, and we just had a lot of fun hanging out with each other and just kind of shooting the shit when it comes to cannabis. And it's funny, you know, a lot of people who love to smoke, they've gotten so used to this pre-roll world. You know, you get kind of surprised nowadays of who can roll and who can't. You know,
For sure.
but like I was saying, you know, a buddy of mine here in town, Tyler, you know, him and I kind of go back and forth on our rolling skills. You know, so we. You know, we take pride in this game, you know.
It was funny, during the 420, we went to the weed world and we were shooting over there with them.
Yeah.
So I joined the 3-joint rolling contest.
Nice, man.
But man, it was so funny because they gave me a brand new pack of rolling paper, and so I wrote my first one, and then I was licking, and I was like, what the hell, man? This thing is not sticking.
Yeah.
It's the first paper, you know. It's like,
Yeah, I already know. That's the
And I
one that
was
doesn't
like-
have the gum.
And I was like, damn, man, that was such a rookie mistake. But the homeboy next to me, dude, he was rolling some beautiful ones. He hit 3 before I even hit 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was so fast. But man, his joints super tight. It was all packed good. But they gave us like a bunch of. It wasn't actual like regular weed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was more like just like
CBD
the
flower. Yeah,
something
hemp
like
flower.
that.
Yeah, that's kind of what we did for our rolling class too.
That's pretty cool. How long? did you guys do this class for? What is
It was just like a 45-minute class, and then we also do other things such as like how to maintain your smoking glass, how to clean it properly,
Sure.
things like that. So over there at our San Teresa location, we have a little side area where we can do these kind of things and throw these kind of events.
So you guys throw events?
Yeah, we sure do.
So what type of events have you guys done? I know you talked about that event, the joint rolling.
Yeah, so we've done a 420 event. We've done a few things just for holidays. Christmas themed, and then sometimes we just throw random events with DJs and.
When you throw events, what are you looking at for the outcome?
More or less, we're just looking to show people who ST Canapa is, and let them know and have a little bit of a viewership of our customer service and kind of what makes us different.
So tell me, if you had to break it down, what is ST Canapa? What is their brand? What is their culture? What is their character? Can you break it down for us?
For sure, man. ST Canapa was grown by a group of really great friends that really kind of share in the mentality of really trying to help these customers and not just necessarily offer that, hey, how high do you want to get? How quickly do you want to see the moon? We want to really kind of be customer service driven. We want to be able to get a customer in the door, make them feel welcome, especially if it's their first time. So yeah, man, if I had to be honest with you, I think that that's something that we pride ourselves on is our education and our ability to educate a customer, and maybe bring somebody who's nervous about this industry or, has some apprehensive approach to different things and variances of what it brings to the table. The more that you're able to explain it to them and kind of nurture them in and show them how to use it properly, the more effect that you're going to be able to have on that sale and also being able to take care of that customer in the proper way.
What age range do you see the biggest drawback, the biggest barriers put up in order for them to overcome, for them to come in and feel comfortable? What age range is it?
I would like to say that usually above that 70-year-old range, you do see that apprehensive kind of like, okay, this is my first time being in here. We always got to scan everybody's ID, no matter who you are. We got to make sure that everything goes down in that approach.
Yes.
So, when that goes down, you do get those apprehensive folks that are like, hey, why are you scanning my ID?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
No,
please
no,
don't,
like this.
please don't put me in any database.
Don't get me on film.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. No, they really have this stigma behind it.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
So how many of those customers do you guys see? Do you see
quite a few. I mean, a lot of people who come in here, aren't always necessarily from New Mexico. So, they're first timers quite a bit, especially throughout a small village like this in Ruidoso.
So you see a lot of out-of-staters?
I mean, that's something that you start seeing, I think, in almost every type of realm within the cannabis industry right now. Like even out there.
in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
When Colorado came out with it, well, I went to Colorado to see what this was about.
Big time.
But once New Mexico, so you're saying that New Mexico, people are coming from out of state in order to come for the first time and get educated about this thing here? Okay,
yeah, I mean, definitely. And especially because of our, location. I mean, New Mexico is kind of a hub for a lot of little areas. But the really cool thing is that, New Mexico also kind of borders Arizona. So in that nature, you do get some of those folks who are more familiar with cannabis and they come out here and they ask for products.
Is Arizona legal?
It sure is. Yeah, Arizona sure is.
Full legal?
Okay. Just like New Mexico.
So why would they come here?
I think that it's just because a beautiful location like Ruidoso, even people who live in nice areas like Arizona like to come out here and kind of see what's different within the cannabis community. And, what's really cool about a lot of the regulations that go into it is that if you're going to be manufacturing or producing in an area like New Mexico, you have to grow in that area. You have to be able to manufacture in that area. So even though people who are experienced and knowledgeable about the stuff that's going on in Arizona, sometimes they want to come out here and check out something different. Yeah, man, for sure.
So for people coming out of state to see what New Mexico is about, what is New Mexico about, bro?
I mean, to me, New Mexico is just about, beautiful land, big smiles, and just trying to make sure that everyone's moving forward in the same direction. We're all going through a little bit of a fire right now, all and around the village.
Sure.
And, it's been affecting everybody. And, everyone you're seeing in this community just come together and help each other and, just kind of make sure that everyone's okay. We get updates from friends left and right. And, I think that that's just something that New Mexico brings to the table.
So here's a question for you. If there was a type of flower or a list of flowers that would describe New Mexico and the brand of New Mexico, if someone was coming out from the outer states, how would you help somebody taste that? Or what type of flower would you say, hey, this is New Mexico, dog. Come taste this.
Yeah, man. Since I'm a terpene guy, I would definitely say that whenever you're bringing in ganja from these indoor growers, guys like Vince, guys like Tyler over there at Mento, you can't go wrong with any type of reference from them, But one that I've really come to love here in New Mexico is a strain called Fossil Fuel. High THC sativa. And it just smells so good. It's got like a really lemonine, high citrus profile.
So it's more of a sativa?
Definitely a pure sativa.
Pure sativa.
Yeah, upwards of usually 31 to 35%, depending on what you bring to the table.
And how does that do for like focus, man?
Oh,
what is it? More euphoric? What is it?
Definitely more euphoric. If you suffer from anxiety, you definitely don't want to mess with some fossil fuel. It'll be like pouring gasoline on a fire. Yeah.
Red Bulls like this.
But the flavor, when you roll it up, the flavor is just from the beginning to the end. And it smokes super smooth when it's cured proper. And, luckily we got some great folks that supply to us that take the curing process super serious.
Wait, do you guys carry fossil fuel?
Not at the moment, man. We went through almost about 3 or 4 pounds of that bad boy. But it will be coming around here in the next month and a half.
Who's
the
grower?
For that one, I'd have to say we've had it from a few growers, but my favorite is Tyler over there at Mento Mountain.
Where are they at?
They're down there in the Downs.
They're down in the Downs, huh? There was like a dispensary right next to the circle. What is it? The gas station?
I believe I don't know which one that is, but yeah, no, he's way down there. He's like past the racetracks.
Past the racetracks.
Yeah, past the racetracks. I think he's a little bit before where.
And he's just a grower. He doesn't have a dispensary, or?
Right. Yeah, he's just a grower. That's what he's passionate about. And he does such a good job.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have numbers of his?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you guys stay in contact?
Oh yeah, I mean we're buddies. Yeah,
I'd love to interview him.
Yeah, I could set something up like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you're saying the fossil fuel is the one that would best describe New Mexico like this?
Yeah, for me, man. I think that a lot of people are familiar with it. It's got a nice lineage. I think for the past 2.5, 3 years, it comes in and out of dispensaries yearly, so it's something that you'll see.
And you usually sell out of it pretty quickly, or what?
I think so, man. I think that out of all the stuff that we've carried, that's probably been our top seller whenever we do carry it.
And is that the top seller for both the out-of-staters or in-staters too?
Just a little bit of everybody, man. Whenever someone's looking for some good dank,
Sure. And so if there was any other dispensary that you like, is there? Do you have recommendations for the people? Like, let's say you don't have this specific flower. Do you recommend them go to other places for other flowers?
I mean, yeah, we always want to keep that camaraderie alive. We don't ever want to kind of be like, okay, if we're aware of that strain being somewhere else, then yeah, we'll go ahead and recommend them to that dispensary. But if we don't know where, to find that, per se, we don't want to send someone somewhere and send them on a wild goose chase either.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Sure. But are you guys pretty close with all the dispensary owners and workers and stuff like that?
I mean, I think when it comes into the community of cannabis, I think we all kind of are well aware of each other. We all hang out usually at the same places and frequent the same events and go to the same areas. So yeah, I'd say that we all kind of flock together, if that makes sense.
So when did ST Canapa start?
So we started going in about 2 years ago, coming this August. So about, August 13th, about 2 years ago.
Have you been with them from the beginning?
Yeah, I sure have, since day one.
So you grew with day one. Man.
Yeah, I grew with them since day one, man.
And how many employees do they now employ?
So right now we're up to about 17 employees.
17 employees.
So it's been
mostly you have the trimmers, you have the people who are bud tenders. You have the
mostly it's just a retail business for us, So we just got assistant managers, we have bud tenders, and we all wear different hats. We all do different things.
Sure. Oh, okay. So you guys do multiple positions.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sure. So you guys have grown from 2 years ago, and how big have you guys grown from 2 years ago?
I say that when we first started, man, we only had, 4 or 5 employees max, So, going in from 2 years, 5 to 17, that's pretty good.
Yes. And
You
what
know?
do you guys see yourselves doing in 3 years? So that'd be like an entire 5 year period. from the
Well,
start.
I think that for right now, we want to kind of knuckle down and make sure that we're focusing on our customers and our product before we start thinking about any type of expansions or anything like that. But I do believe that there's a lot of hope for ST Canapa in the future. So as long as we can kind of keep this train moving, I'm excited to see where it goes for sure.
So you're focusing on the customers. How are you guys doing that? By education?
Education and just trying to negotiate great deals with these farms and these vendors and things like that we can pass on to our customers. Try and get them to a price point to where people come in here and they don't have to break the bank. And feel guilty about spending a couple $100s on something they can get here and save themselves some money.
Sure. And so what are you guys doing on social media?
So I have an employee of mine. His name is James Tame. He runs both of our social media pages. Does a great job for us. And we just you got to be careful about what you put there on social media. It's so restrictive nowadays when it comes to cannabis. So he does a good job of trying to kind of navigate those rivers and make sure that we come out on top. And it's hard to kind of promote certain things, but you can promote events and you can make cool videos and make people laugh every once in a while and just kind of remind them that cannabis is fun.
Sure. Okay, so a little bit aside from cannabis, what do you like to do for fun here in New Mexico?
Oh my gosh, man! I'm glad you asked. So I'm an avid disc golf player, man, and I love this. And I didn't really know much about it until I was out here in the community. My buddy Kyle and Tyler and Miles and my buddy Lightning, everybody here in the community were they all love disc golf. I mean, it's actually one of those things that when you're here in Doso, you'll walk around and just see things all over the village that are tailored for disc golf. I mean, there's a course literally not even 3-minute drive from here called Wingfield.
I like Wingfield Park.
Yeah, me too, man. And I love getting out there and throwing some discs. I mean, we did it yesterday, did it the day before, and probably do it sometime today.
And how? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Give me a call. I'd love to join you guys.
Hell yeah, man. That'd be awesome, man.
I mean, I'm not no professional.
Trust me, we aren't either, but we have fun.
Yeah, that's like for instance, I like to smoke weed and then do different things. Like for instance, I smoke and I work out.
Yeah.
I smoke and I study. I make videos. I smoke and I do.
Yeah, disc golf. Go out there and be active and just trying to take advantage of what this beautiful area has to offer.
Sure.
And sadly, I was actually lucky enough to see Bonita Lake. About a week before these fires just happened, and it was so beautiful. There was just so many things that were just starting to happen again out there, and it was my first time actually being able to see that lake, and just to know that everything has been happening ever since, man, it's just been devastating. This whole fire has been a wild one so far.
It is wild,
yeah.
bro. And they say it's like zero containment still, right?
So far, that's what it looks like. Just we're kind of in the chance of wherever the wind is taking it now.
Like, hopefully the wind don't blow it this way.
That's right, man. That's all that we can do.
Dang, that's cool, man. So you've been here for 2 years.
Yeah.
And you've been with this company for 2 years also.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. And so you guys are expanding. You guys started out in, what was it before? Where was your guys' other?
So this was the first one. This was actually the first one that we opened, and then the second one that we opened was actually out there in Santa Teresa, New Mexico, and so that one's been doing really well. It's right outside of El Paso, so we get a lot of traffic, and it's just a really cool, different vibe. I mean, both stores just have their own unique type of vibe to them, and although similar in structure and design, just still unique, and that's I think what kind of makes ST Canapa kind of cool.
And how come you guys don't have like a lounge or someplace to?
It's something that we've explored, and maybe something that might be in our future. But most lounges are going to be event driven. You got to be in an area that has a lot of people, a lot of foot traffic, and you want to keep them packed. Because that's the whole point of a lounge. So that's something that we'll look forward to.
It would be a good position to have in order to test. Like this guy that came in, I mean, shoot, he was buying all different kinds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the idea of buying lots of different variety is what does this do? What does that do? What does this
Oh,
do?
for sure. And I think that's the main benefit of having a lounge, you know, and
Yes,
also just being able to relax and enjoy something and not have to worry about kind of where am I going to go and smoke, you know, where can I be comfortable. I mean, there's a lot of really cool things about it. So yeah, that's something that we've explored and something that may be in our future. There's a few hoops that you have to go through to make something like that happen. But
Yeah, sure. It's just
you know,
licensing and stuff
yeah.
like this. Yeah. But what about events? What type of events do you guys see yourselves doing in the future?
So we like partnering with our vendors, and you know, we love having the Doso Dirtbags coming out here and play with us, and we get some food trucks out here, you know. So throughout the summer, you know, we're going to probably have a few events, you know, just depending on just our kind of mood. This whole village gets packed every single weekend during the summer. So basically, we just got to pick one, and you know, we'll probably have a few actually. And we get with the village and we make sure that everything's good to go. And you know, we turn this parking lot into a little bit of a ganja party, if that makes sense.
That'd be cool.
You know.
And you guys are on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep, we sure are.
But you guys aren't on YouTube or LinkedIn?
Not on YouTube or LinkedIn just yet. You know, we're just kind of trying to hunker down and make sure that we're figuring out the social media portion and just kind of how we have to navigate that correctly. And
well, I know that Facebook and Instagram is owned by the same person, so therefore the rules match. But Instagram is a little bit more lenient towards pictures of weed, pictures of and promotions of events, like you were saying. But Facebook is a little bit, it's not as lenient.
Right.
But then YouTube, it's wide open, and LinkedIn is wide open also. So and not only that, LinkedIn is actually up and coming, and like it's what Facebook was back before it became so strong.
That's interesting. Yeah, you know.
So that's why, like for instance, right now the video that we're shooting right now, it'll be posted on YouTube.
Nice, man.
And it'll be posted on LinkedIn too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
To bring more awareness, because that's the idea. If people aren't aware, then how can they purchase the things that you have?
No, I agree. You know, awareness is key. You know, and especially in a community like Cannabis. You know, making sure that people know what they're getting into and can go and where they can go and get it. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
how would
that's
somebody know that you
to.
have like the GMO?
Yeah,
that you were talking
the GMO
about?
cookies.
GMO cookies.
Yeah,
Look,
man.
I was looking up a bunch of strains before I came here, just to be prepared.
Yeah, of course, I get it.
And I was like, wow, some of the top strains were GMO cookies. In fact, there's a guy from Cali who had a company. It's called Cookies.
Oh yeah, definitely. Burner.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man, I watch his stuff. He's really good.
He's awesome, man. Yeah.
So I like branding the way he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Big time.
think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I heard you talking with the customer earlier, saying that you smoke and you test all the different flowers.
Definitely, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hardly anybody, I don't think, they actually burn their own flower. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we always got to make sure that we know what we're offering to these customers. You know, we don't want to lie to them. You know, so if there's something that we recommend or there's something they're looking for, you know, whether it be by a flavor profile or a certain type of an experience, you know, we want to be able to give that to them.
Do you think more people are coming in for flavor or for experience?
I think most of the time it's experience, you know. But for myself, I'm more of a terpene guy. So, you know, even if something's a lower THC profile, but it tastes amazing, tastes clean, that's going to be what I kind of lean towards. You know, I love a nice cured ganja that just smells amazing and tastes amazing. And I think that all of that adds to the overall, you know, effect. You know, when something's smooth and it tastes great and burns nice and just easy, you know, I think that kind of adds to the whole eloquence of being high, you know, per se.
Sure.
And, you know, yeah, THC percentage is always going to be something that's sought after. You know, myself, I'm a big fan, but at the same time, you know, I've smoked a lot of strains that are really high potency THC, but don't have the flavor profile of something that may be a little bit lower in a higher terpene content.
So I know that Burner, like you were saying, he goes off of smell, he goes off of look, but then he also does light it up and rolls a joint.
Yep, have to.
You have to take the taste. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But at the same time, I find that only people, or mostly people, that are experienced in weed and been smoking for a while, they are the ones that have the preferences. Whereas new people who are not as around weed as much, I think they're going for the biggest bang.
I agree, 100%.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? What customers do you see coming through your doors Is it mostly people looking for fire, or are they looking more for taste and
I think
more
that there's
connoisseur?
I think there's a good blend of both. I think that you see, you know, a little bit more of the more eloquent crowd, you know, more of the mature crowd that come in here and really are just chasing a good experience and something that they can rely on. And then I think you see, you know, more of a generational crowd that's been coming through that are really looking for those unique flavors, you know, those unique points of emphasis and colors and, you know, just different kind of trichome developments on these flowers that most people don't really get a chance to see. So when they're looking for something, you'll know it, you know, because they come in here and they almost have it in their head of exactly what they're looking for, you know.
Sure. I really like the flour that's not too dry. It's almost like peeling off.
Oh yeah, perfectly cured, you know.
Please,
yeah, that's what it comes down to for me.
Once you get some that just crumbles all up and it's all dusty,
Yep.
it's like, oh, it's too much.
Yeah,
Man.
and it smokes too fast. It just disappears.
Yes.
You're like, where did it go?
Poof.
Yeah, it's gone.
Hell yeah. So, what do you think about the younger group getting into cannabis? Because lots of younger kids are getting into this thing.
Yeah, they sure are. You know, I root for them. You know, and then they're the future of the industry. You know, and when it goes into you know, what they bring to the table is a lot of excitement. You know, they're very diverse when it comes to strain selection, and you know, always willing to try new things. And I think because of that, that's when it gives birth to new products and new ways of consumption and all of that good stuff. Oh yeah, definitely.
So I saw you guys sell seeds too.
Yeah, we sure do, man. We sell a great bunch of seeds, even some from that greenhouse seed company, also known as Strain Hunters on YouTube. But yeah, so yeah, me too, man. They're a cool company. Yeah, but we sell actually some of their phenos out here as well.
Dang. Do you carry any other well-known seeds?
Yeah, we actually do. From Soma Seed Company. I think he's actually the creator of the strain called Amnesia Haze. And then we also carry some seeds from a farm called Barney's as well, over there in Europe. You know, so you know, the seeds that we sell here are definitely going to be some top-notch options.
Oh, so people have come here and bought lots of seeds?
Oh yeah, big time.
And they like the yield?
Oh yeah, well, because we only sell feminized. We sell a few auto flowers. But yeah, you know, everything that we sell here has been nothing but high fives. I have a favorite here called Kong's Crush that is just so beautiful. It has these nice purple and vibrant yellowish type of hues to it. And man, it gets frosty as all heck, man. And it's got a really high linalool terp content. So, you know, for me, linalool is the best terpene for anti-anxiety. And it also gives that familiar kind of taste profile that you get from when you smoke a purple plant. And so that kind of familiar flavor that you get when you smoke something that's nice and purple, that's usually linalool. And that Kong's Crush has a ton of it.
Kong's Crush, man.
Yeah, man.
And like per seed and per plant, about how much is the yield and what is the potency like?
You know, if you in the ideal conditions, you know, you can hopefully get up to about a pound, maybe a pound and a quarter. But it just depends. You know, I've seen some of these plants, you know, still grow some great fire and not be as big as, let's say, somebody who has much more of a controlled environment. But yeah, either way, it gives you a good yield. You know, it gives you what you're looking for.
Nice. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your time and coming in here and hanging out and letting ST Canapa tell you a little bit of our story and kind of what we bring to the table, man.
Big shout out to Bobby and his team over there at ST Canapa in Ruidoso. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Green Scene Insights.